Hey everybody, welcome back to Zoo Tycoon 2. It's been a little while since I've recorded, and I apologize in advance because today you have a time lapse instead of a live com, just because of how life worked out with me over the past couple weeks. It's been a stressful couple of days basically, so I found the time to record some Zoo Tycoon in my free time, the video portion, and then now I'm doing the audio portion over it. So let's just talk real quick. I'd let you guys know in the last episode that I was going to start up this new area, but I wanted to let you guys kind of decide exactly what we were doing. I did get a few comments, thanks Timmy and Steve of the Jungle for your guys' input on the situation, but I am going to go with the Alpine Mountain kind of thing, and you're going to see by the end, this looks incredible, but for right now, let me kind of explain what I'm doing. So I wanted to have 2 areas for animals on the mountain. Maybe 3, but I haven't quite figured that out yet. But then I wanted to utilize the elevated paths to be the main transportation throughout this. You know, we're not looking to do regular paths just because of how elevated paths work. They act a little funky, and this entire game's terrain just acts really funky. So you're gonna see I do a lot of, this is like super sped up. This video is like 50 minutes before I sped it up here. So you're gonna see it takes me a little while to actually get this stuff figured out. But as a whole, it works out pretty well in the end. So here's the plan. We're gonna have the mountain like so. We're gonna have 2 exhibits, one in that little crater on the bottom, and then one here on that top platform right there. And I go over it, you know, I gloss over exactly what animals we put in it in the video, but since it's moving fast, you might not see. We're gonna do this weird endangered bear from a mod pack that we're gonna do in the one spot, and then there's not a lot of room on the second platform, so I think we're going to do just like a kind of bird or something. And then if I can fit an animal on top of the mountain, then we might do some like sheep, goat type things. But I'm not positive exactly how the top of the mountain is going to work out yet, because I want to have a sort of food court at the top of the mountain as well. I think it would look pretty dope to have a giant scenic view of the entire zoo from on top of the basically tallest point in the map, and I think that would look pretty cool when you get right down to it. So you're probably wondering, Tyler, you're wasting a little bit of space. You didn't put the mountain in the exact corner, so you got all that space behind. What the hell are you gonna do with it? Well, that's exactly what I want to do with it. Is we're going to have then a path run behind the mountain as well, and it's going to be kind of when. The one comment that I did take to heart was from Timmy, and he said he's the basically manager of the Zoo Manager project. So, I trust his opinion on zoo-related things, man. The guy knows what he's talking about. But most zoos don't really leave a lot of open space to its visitors. It kind of keeps you in suspense at every turn, expecting something new. So what we're doing is we're kind of making it where there's one path that you gotta walk through to see a lot of different stuff. And that's kind of the same in the rainforest area, where you're kind of walking through, and to get out of the rainforest, you gotta pass by a bunch of different exhibits, so you're seeing a bunch of stuff. But this is taking that to like an absolute extreme, because you're gonna have to walk through the entire mountain to get down from the mountain. And I don't know if people are going to want to come up here, but I think they are. And it's going to look pretty cool when they do. But as a whole, I wanted to create that kind of, if you're going around the mountain, then you got to go all the way around the mountain. If you're going up the mountain, then you got to go all the way up the mountain. And we'll kind of just have the paths loop around. And then it's kind of like from the top of the mountain, you can see the people on the bottom of the mountain. It's going to look really, really awesome. And I think it's going to be pretty cool. Now, these elevated paths here, I majorly screw this up. Because of Zoo Tycoon's poor coding, every time that I erased a elevated path from the top one, it deleted it on the bottom one as well, which is really frustrating. Because this ends up being a little bit too high, and that's why I end up getting rid of it entirely. Is because it's just way too damn high. And you'll see that shortly when we put in a 6-high stone pillar right there, a little bit too tall. So now I'm trying to do these one by one. That's clearly not working because it's just going to take forever. So I just BS my way through it. I end up deleting half of the track down below, but that's just the struggle I went through while making this damn place. It was unfortunate. It took forever, but honestly, it's so worth it, because in the end, it honestly looks incredible. We don't put in the exhibits yet, but I do have some great ideas for how we can make the exhibits look really, really good as well. So I'm very happy with how this ultimately turned out. And you're probably wondering, well, you got half of this area complete now with the mountain, and the mountain is nowhere near complete, I should add. We still have some work to do on it, but what are you going to put in the other section? And I think I'll see about the marine stuff. I'm still very skeptical on that. I don't know if that's going to look good, but otherwise we may do some kind of... I don't think Savannah's the way to go. I kind of agree with you guys. This is not a Savannah park, so we're not going to go with the Savannah. If we were going to do Savannah, we should have put it in the desert area. We want this to kind of keep with the theme. We got the Alpine Mountain. I kind of want to do some boreal stuff more, kind of tie it back in with the beginning of the park, but we'll see exactly what happens when we get right down to the end here. And we'll see if it looks, 10 times better if we don't do the marine stuff, 10 times better if we do the marine stuff. We'll see what happens. Now, once again, this is, Zoo Tycoon Rock Simulator 2017. I'm used to doing this at this point. It's just a lot of rock placement. These rocks just make everything look good. And it'll make the mountain really stand out when you get right down to it. We still have to actually put in Alpine as all of these things. And I looked at that spot there and I was like, can I get a waterfall in? And then I was like, no, screw it. There's no way in hell. It's just going to take up too much space. Let's not do that. Let's keep our rocks in. You can see that once we add the rocks, it does kind of diminish a little bit the amount of space we have in these exhibits. So I couldn't really put a whole lot of really big animals in that area. So then here, this is where my creativity just goes buck wild. This little archway onto this other platform, we're going to have another cave tunnel similar to how we did the one on the other side of the park, where the people can walk down under it to get into the back side of the mountain. And I think it's going to look really good when we have it actually furnished up and done. I'm not sure if furnish is the right word there, but you get my gist. And then we'll just have this, be a regular path down the mountain. It takes me a little bit of a while to set this up because, let's be honest, smoothing the terrain to be, smooth in this game is damn near impossible. The terrain tools suck. I repeat that over and over and over again because they do. They're really bad. So that's probably the best we're going to get. It's a little bumpy still. I try to smooth it out enough, but you'll see. We get it somewhat okay by the end. It's just a lot of messing around with it to get it how we want it. Once again, adding the fence, this adds just a little bit more, gives it a bit sturdier things. You think we'll walk down it like that? I think it's fine. I'm kind of just looking around. The archway looks good. The archway does become a little bit difficult because the rocks really don't like being placed. So this is basically the rest of the video is me just fixing this damn rock hallway because it messes with my head a little bit after a while to actually figure out how to set up this damn thing, because the tools in Zoo Tycoon are so finicky. And I mean that in the most non-offensive way possible, because obviously I still love this game if I'm playing a game from 2001 or whenever this game was made. I know I say 2001 a lot. I have no idea when it was actually made, but it's still a very good game and I like playing it. It does have major flaws, and I'm not gonna deny that at all. But anyway, I just wanted to real quick also mention this series is probably coming to a close soon. And for once, I'm actually ending a Zoo Tycoon 2 series officially instead of just leaving and then not coming back. But it is coming to a close soon-ish. We still have probably 2 or 3 episodes left, but I may try to live stream a little bit, some building. Let me know what you think about that. We'll see. But I want to get some other games on the channel. Obviously, when Zoo Manager, starts to have some gameplay coming out that I can get my hands on, I'll be recording videos on that for sure. But we've done our due diligence in Zoo Tycoon 2. As much as I love this game, we've basically hit the pinnacle of design with this. We've done it all. I've done things in this game, in this zoo, that I truly did not ever think was possible in this game. And that says something to me, that I was able to figure out some cool stuff like this. And I hope that you guys also learned at least a little bit about building in this game with some mods installed at least. And some of the stuff you can't do in regular old Zoo Tycoon, but obviously mods do make it possible. So this is where this starts to get real finicky. We just have 2 random elevated paths to place some rocks on. It's just like, man, some of the rock placement just made this thing look so bad. But we eventually get it good enough. You know, it's nearing that point, you can see. And I'm fairly content with it. It looks good enough. Once again, the people in the zoo really don't care because they can't even tell that they're alive, basically. But anyway, that's going to do it. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about everything that I said in this video. Apologies for the short one again, but that's just, you know, how life is for me right now. I needed to do a shorter Zoo Tycoon. Couldn't do the full live com. But I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Bye!